Chapter 1. A wild rainstorm battered our small but sturdy white and gray farmhouse. Dinner was finally over. I cleaned up and ran outside to see the lightning from the safety of our old farm porch. But I couldn't just watch. I had to dance. I twirled around the porch pillars, imagining I was safe in the arms of a handsome gentleman as the wind tugged at my body, tempting me to let go. I relished weaving from pillar to pillar and letting my imagination soar. I love a good rainstorm. When it rains, our sunny valley transforms from a peaceful coastal farmland into an epic drama. Powerful gray clouds roll in from the ocean, like my mom's mood after her patience has been stretched thin by my 6 brothers. Usually, storms move on quickly in Ferndale, California, and all is well again. But not this storm. It had been raining for days. It wasn't a soft and sweet grab your umbrella sort of rainstorm. It was strange, like standing under a waterfall where one could barely breathe. But I didn't care. I was sick of being inside. I lost myself as I imagined being adorned in an exquisite ball gown, its fabric billowing around me as I danced with my brave suitor. Oh, to be loved by a man. It sounded like a dream. The creaking front door brought my attention back to reality as my dad poked his head out and barked, "Morning, Sam Hill!" "Julie, dinner's not done. Get in here." "It's cleaned up," I said, continuing to twirl. Why did he have to interrupt me? Dad frowned. "No, it's not." Spinning away from him, I made a face. He'd yell if I didn't go, so I went inside to see what he was talking about. Somebody must have had an after-dinner snack, because the milk, bread, jam, and butter were out. I didn't fight Dad. I simply cleaned it up, knowing there was no use arguing. Violent lightning cracked outside our house, startling me. I dropped the butter dish, and it landed upside down on the floor. Oh, flip! I scooped the butter, along with the broken dish, into the trash, while Dad and my brothers moaned as the TV and lights zapped off. We all squeezed onto the porch to see what happened. My tree was hit. My favorite branch, the wide one I loved to lie down on. The one I escaped to when I wanted to get away from all my problems, had fallen. "Oh my goodness," I gasped. The scene was a mess. Our telephone wires were tangled up with the tree. At least that explained why the electricity was out. Beside me, Wayne whispered, "Holy Toledo." Thunder rattled the skies like furniture was being thrown around by my brothers. The shutters and roof shook, making it feel like our home would slide off the foundation and slip into the Eel River. I wondered how I would get the boys to settle down. Everybody was jumpy and full of jitters. Was this an omen something would be wrong with the baby? Our pond was bulging double its size, just like Mom's tummy. She was already past her due date. I had tried to be patient, but I was terrible at waiting. I was more excited for this baby to come than for Christmas, which was only days away. But tonight, I worried something bad was going to happen. I had no idea what, but something seemed eerie. After getting the kids to bed, I fell asleep as the rain kept pounding our farm. It was still pouring the next morning as I got up from the sofa in the living room, yawning and stretching the sleepiness out of my muscles. I wrangled my mop of curly red hair, working my ratty old brush through in an attempt to catch all the tangles, before eventually settling on curling the tips of my hair with the curling iron and called it good. Putting on my makeup, I scrutinized my face in the mirror. Looking in the glass at my small hazel eyes and wild red hair, I wished I looked more beautiful like my best friend Dacia. She was one of the prettiest girls in school, with olive skin and hair that swayed like long silk ribbons. If only my eyes were almond-shaped, or my hair was silky brown like hers. I'd never had a boyfriend, and I knew if I looked different I could get one. I put the finishing touch of lipstick on. Shaking my head, wishing I looked better, I walked down the hall for breakfast. As I poured cream into my hot cereal, I saw the shape of a mermaid swirl in the milk. Bewildered, I looked again. Yep, there was definitely a mermaid. Staring at it, I nudged my oldest brother, Dale. Hey, Dale, check it out. I've got a mermaid in my cream. He didn't even look up from his book, nudging me away. I frowned as my twin, Shane, wandered over, eyes curious. Where? He asked. Right here. I pointed. I don't see it, he said. Julie, you're so weird, said Leroy. No, look. Really, it's there. They peered into my bowl. All I see is a football, Mike said. Of course, that's all he could see. He was obsessed with the sport. Wayne pulled my bowl towards him. Where? He cried. You ruined it. Now it's gone. Who cares? You're gonna eat it anyway, Leroy said. Yeah, but it was cool. My brothers were such a pain sometimes. Dad entered the kitchen, having swapped his farm overalls for a collared shirt stretched over his rounded belly and brown polyester pants. As he spoke, he crossed his arms. His gray mustache looked like a dusty old broom. Somebody left the Coca-Cola cooler open. We wake up at the crack of dawn to milk the cows to earn some extra cash, and then someone leaves the lid open. Who did that? A chorus of blame and pointing fingers spouted from us. Shut it, Dad said. Everybody needs to be more responsible. He picked up his briefcase from the floor and set it on the table with a plunk, watching us. Also, I need to talk to you all about an opportunity Mike has. He made the wrestling team, so it'll be fun to watch him this winter. But there's an $80 fee due today. It's highway robbery if you ask me, but I'd like to support him. Mom and I are tight with Christmas and all. We have some money from the milk cooler, but we're short and would appreciate the help. Sure, Dad, Dale, Leroy, Shane, and I said. When anyone had an opportunity for something, we pooled our money as a family and made it happen. The unwritten law was no one would be paid back. But if something came up for one of us, the money we needed would be there too. It was not a hard sacrifice usually, but it was this time because I really wanted to buy Christmas presents. We all split to grab our money. I walked out of the kitchen into the family room, which doubled as my bedroom. With a creak, I opened our home's one pretty built-in cabinet and pulled $13 out of Great Aunt Katie's teapot, which I'd earned babysitting. I sure hoped Mike wouldn't need it all. Luckily, they only needed $10 from me, so I still had $3 left for Christmas presents. I was relieved it hadn't taken all my money. Somehow, it always seemed to work out. After putting my remaining money back, I brushed my hair one last time, trying to tame the frizz, but gave up, afraid I'd be left behind. Grabbing my bag, I ran out the side door as the screen door slammed behind me. Dale, Leroy, Shane, Dad, and I all squeezed into the Ford station wagon to go to Ferndale High. Dad needed to be early for his chemistry students. Shane got in the driver's seat, like always. Why did he get to drive? I was 16 too. Dad never let me drive. But maybe this time? Dad, I ask, may I please drive us to school? Not today. Maybe later. But Dad, how am I going to get my license if I never practice? Shane has had more experience. The roads are bad. Not today, Julie. Leroy snickered. Yeah, we don't want to die today. I shot him a dirty look. I couldn't wait for the day I could move out, get my own car, and live my own life. My brothers were such jerks. I hated my second-class treatment. I sank lower in the seat with my arms folded and a sour look on my face as we drove to the high school. There was so much rain, it felt like we were slipping around on banana peels. After a while, I quit sulking. I breathed on the glass and drew J. J on the car window, the initials of Jason Jackson, the boy I had a crush on. He didn't even know I existed. I looked at the initials. If I married him, then my name would be Julie Jackson. Oh, that had such a nice ring to it. As soon as we arrived, I got out of the car and walked inside the cold metal doors of Ferndale High School. I met the usual sea of snooty faces crowding the locker-lined halls. Searching the crowd for a friendly face, I found my best friend Dacia at our locker. "Hi, Dacia." I lowered my voice. Any sign of Jay? Jay. I spoke in code, so no one would know who we were talking about. I never talked to Jason, but just catching a glimpse of him made the day worthwhile. "Yes, I saw him down the hall. I don't know, maybe 5 minutes ago." With a swish of her hair, she nodded in the direction he went. Dang it. I missed him. School was boring, but having Dacia as my best friend made it bearable. We'd been inseparable since she moved here 3 years ago, and I was grateful to have someone to talk to and hang out with. I kept looking at the clock, which was moving as slow as molasses. Finally, the bell buzzed, and we met in the cafeteria to eat our sack lunches together. "Dacia," I asked, "what do you think is the secret of popularity?" She tilted her head thoughtfully. "I'm not sure. It seems like it's always the same people. If you're gorgeous and wear name-brand clothes, you've got it made." "In the shade," we both chorused, laughing. That was a personal joke of ours. I don't even remember how it started, but anytime we said it, we ended up laughing. "Anyways," I continued, "I know what you're talking about." "That's what I thought too. But I've actually made a study of it." I bit into a carrot. "I've looked over the popular kids and realized something crazy." "What?" "Well, it seems like it's more of a mindset than a birthright. There are pretty girls that are popular, but there are plain girls too. There are rich girls and poor girls. It seems there's no rhyme or reason, but there is." I laughed wickedly under my breath and tapped my fingers together, raising my eyebrows at her. "I have figured out the secret." "What is it?" She raised her eyebrows back, matching mine. "The popular girls just think they're better than everyone." She tilted her head for a moment. "Holy cow. You're right. All you have to do is stick your nose up in the air, think you're better than everyone else, and then you're popular." I smirked. Shaking her head, she laughed. "I can't believe it." "I know. Do you want to be popular?" Dacia asked. "No, I like being myself. I don't like being mean or fake. I want to be a true friend to everybody. Most popular girls aren't like that. They're just snobby." "Right, but what about Summer Shaw?" "She's popular, but she's nice." I nodded. "Yeah, I wish I could be like her. She's sweet." "Anyway, aren't you glad you know the secret?" "Yeah, I can't believe you figured it out." "I know. Sometimes I do wish I was popular, but it's not the most important thing in life." "True." She laughed as the bell rang, signaling the end of our talk. Zipping my bag, I hurried to my next class. Lunch should be so much longer than it was. At the end of our last class period, Mr. Perry made an announcement over the school speaker. "Attention students, due to potential flooding, Ferndale High is dismissed early for Christmas vacation. All students are dismissed. Report to the football field for sandbagging." School was done early. Dacia and I high-fived as everyone cheered. The students poured out of the school, heading to the football field. As we walked, I searched the crowd, secretly hoping to see Jason.